Hi there and welcome to this video lesson. This is part 2 of a 3-part video series on rhythm for both complete beginners as well as guitarists who might play a little longer but who still struggle with rhythm. Please also watch part 1 and work through all of the exercises before you do the exercises from this video. Parts 1 and 3 are linked at the end of this video as well as the first pinned comment. Now that you know how to count and play along with the metronome and know what quarter, eighth and 16th notes are and how to strum them, it's now time for you to also learn to do the same with a drummer. Nuno Bettencourt, who is both one of the greatest guitarists as well as overall musicians of his generation, once said that a guitarist will make much more progress on the instrument if he or she learns how to play and count along with a drummer and learn how to think more like a drummer instead of simply playing technical exercises all day long. And his very rhythmical approach to both soloing and playing overall prove that point. There are countless benefits to understanding what drummers do. For once, you will be able to better lock in with a drummer at band practice or at a jam session. Second, you will be able to much easier figure out the tempo as well as the rhythmic intricacies of any song, backing track or solo section you want to play along with or over. And third, you will also become able to let a drum groove inspire you when it comes to songwriting, which is also very important. So let's dive right into the world of drumming. The first thing you should do to be able to better work with the exercises from this video and continuously improve your playing without help is get yourself a drum computer. I highly recommend the Hydrogen drum machine since it's both free and very easy to use. I've been teaching my guitar students with this very helpful tool, and those who have continuously worked with it at home later became great rhythm guitar players, and some of them even great songwriters and composers. You can find the download link in this video's description as well. When you've installed and opened up Hydrogen for the first time, you should be seeing this main window here. Here you can see and select a bunch of patterns on the left side that you can use for programming certain drum grooves. At the bottom, you can program each pattern using the various elements of a drum kit. For today's exercise, we will only focus on the 3 most crucial elements of a drum kit: the kick or bass drum, the snare, and the closed hi-hat. You can rearrange the elements of your kit if you click on them, hold down the mouse and move them. This here is the preferred order for today's exercises. First comes the kick, then the snare, and then the closed hi-hat. If you were to take drumming lessons as a complete beginner, those would also be the main elements you would be learning to play with at first, because they're all you need to create and play most basic drum grooves. At the top of each pattern, you can see 2 drop-down menus labeled size and res for resolution. And in order to remain in a 4/4 rhythm, you should leave the size menu at 8. For our very first, most basic drum groove that we need to understand how drummers play, we will set the resolution menu to 4, which means quarter notes. Now we're placing the kick on the 1, the snare on the 2, another kick on the 3, and another snare on the 4, and we'll put the closed hi-hat on every quarter note. For now, we'll keep the tempo at 120 beats per minute. If you want to change it later, just click on it and enter a new value. When you press the spacebar or hit play, you'll hear probably the simplest drum groove you can play. With simple grooves, it's almost always the case that the kick drum is on beats 1 and 3, while the snare lands on 2 and 4. But now I'll add a few accents to make the groove a little bit more musical. First, I'll set the resolution to 8th notes and place the hi-hat on every 8th note as well. Then I'll add another kick drum accent on the 3 and just like that, we got a groove you should all recognize. With this basic knowledge, let's first learn how to clap along with music. In the last video, we clapped on every quarter, 8th or 16th note, and that's fine as an exercise. But if we listen to modern music and want to clap along, we have to focus on beats 2 and 4. Watch a gospel choir, for instance, and how they clap along to the music while they're performing. also tons of memes on the internet of how awkward white people look when they clap on beats 1 and 3. And the snare drum actually sounds most like a clap, so it absolutely makes sense to clap along with beats 2 and beats 4, where the snare drum is most often placed. Clap along first with the video, and then later on with the hydrogen drum machines and your own patterns that you've created at home. And make sure to clap on beats 2 and 4. Try different tempos, both slow and fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, search for this on YouTube. This will take you to the videos from the Lumbeat channel. You'll see someone playing different grooves with the counts displayed. Do the same exercise here, try different tempos and maybe even different styles, count along and clap on 2 and 4. Now to really apply this to your musical journey, whether learning how to play your favorite songs or playing along with a drummer at band practice or a jam session, you should try this now with a few of your favorite songs. But please try this only with simple songs. If you're into Rush, King Crimson or Tool, you might need to dive a little deeper into the world of rhythm and wait until you count along with songs of these bands. One great thing about YouTube is that if the other instruments and vocals in a song distract you, making it hard to hear the drums and accents, you can just search for the song title plus drum cover. Most of the time you'll find great drum covers where you can actually see where the drummer places their accents. Count along, clap on beats 2 and 4 and then go back to the original studio recording and try it once more. After practicing this with enough songs from different music styles and at different tempos, you will get really good at it. You can even practice this while listening to music on the go, but maybe just tap on your leg or not your foot, so you won't disturb anybody and look weird. And last but not least, now that you can count along with music confidently, you can also use the tap tempo function of your Metronome Beats app. With this function you can easily figure out a song's tempo. Just play your favorite song and tap along with each beat until you get a good average tempo. This will later also help you understand and pick up on rhythmic accents played by the guitar as well. But we'll dive deeper into that in the next video, where you'll also learn how to really lock in with the drummer and the bass player and become a great rhythm guitarist. For now, have fun with these exercises here. See you next time.